In the ancient land of Uz, there lived a man named Job. He was a man of great wealth and prosperity. Job had vast herds of livestock, a loving family, and a reputation for honesty and integrity. He was, by all accounts, blessed by God. Job was also a man of deep faith. He feared God and shunned evil, always striving to live a righteous life. He understood that his blessings came from the Almighty, and he was grateful. Job's days were filled with the joys of family and the satisfaction of a life well lived. He instilled in his children the values of faith and righteousness. He was a pillar of his community, known for his wisdom and generosity. Job was a shining example of a life lived in accordance with God's will. He was a man of true substance, both materially and spiritually. Job's life was a testament to the rewards of faith and righteousness. He was living proof that God blesses those who honor him. His story is a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in a world often filled with darkness, the light of faith can shine brightly. Job's story is an inspiration to us all. Unbeknownst to Job, a challenge was being waged against his very soul. In the heavenly realms, Satan appeared before God, questioning Job's motives. He insinuated that Job's piety was merely a product of his comfortable life. Satan wagered that if Job was stripped of his blessings, he would surely curse God. God, with unwavering faith in his servant, allowed Satan to test Job. However, he set a boundary. Satan could not harm Job physically, and so began a series of calamities that would shake Job to his core. One after another, messengers arrived bearing devastating news. Job's livestock was stolen or destroyed by natural disasters. His servants, those who helped manage his vast estate, perished in the calamities. Then came the most unbearable news of all. A great wind collapsed the house where his sons and daughters were feasting, killing them all. In a single day, Job's world was shattered. The man who had everything was now left with nothing but grief and despair. The pain was unimaginable, the loss immeasurable.
Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised.
Even in the depths of his despair, Job refused to curse God. Job's friends, hearing of his tragedies, came to comfort him. They sat with him in silence, their hearts heavy with his pain. But as days turned into weeks, their attempts at comfort turned into accusations. They insisted that Job must have sinned to deserve such suffering. They argued that God punishes the wicked and rewards the righteous. Job, they reasoned, must have committed some hidden sin that angered God.
Job, you must have done something wrong. God does not punish the innocent.
Yes, Job. Think hard. What could you have done to bring this upon yourself?
Admit your sins, Job. Only then will God have mercy on you.
Job vehemently denied their accusations. He knew in his heart that he had remained faithful to God. He pleaded with his friends to understand, to see his innocence. Job's faith was shaken, not in God's existence, but in his seeming silence. He questioned why a loving God would allow such suffering to befall a righteous man. Yet, even in his questioning, Job never wavered in his belief.
Why, God, why have you allowed this to happen to me? I have been faithful, I have honored you.
Job's story is a testament to unwavering faith, even in the face of unimaginable suffering. Finally, out of a whirlwind, God responded to Job. He questioned Job's understanding of creation, of the intricate workings of the universe. He reminded Job of his limited human perspective, of the vastness of God's wisdom and power.
Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand.
Job, humbled by God's presence, realized the audacity of questioning the Almighty. He acknowledged his limited understanding and repented for his doubts. He recognized that God's ways are higher than human ways, his thoughts higher than human thoughts. In that moment of divine revelation, Job understood that true faith lies not in understanding, but in trusting. God did not explain Job's suffering. He did not offer a theological justification for the pain and loss that Job had endured. Instead, he revealed his majesty, his power, and his infinite wisdom. In doing so, God reminded Job and all of us that our finite minds cannot fully grasp the infinite. God rebuked Job's friends for their misguided accusations and instructed them to offer sacrifices for their lack of faith. He then showered Job with even greater blessings than he had before. His wealth was doubled, and he was blessed with 7 sons and 3 daughters. Job lived a long and prosperous life, surrounded by his family and loved ones. The story of Job is not a tale of punishment and reward. It is a testament to the power of faith that endures even in the face of unimaginable suffering. It reminds us that God's ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. Job's journey teaches us that true faith is not about avoiding suffering, but about persevering through it. It is about trusting in God's goodness and love, even when we cannot understand his plan. Job's story is a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, God is with us. His grace is sufficient, and his love never fails.